Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mohammed from Creative Capital FX, and I am here to go over and review um, the market for this week for November 13th, 2018. I wanted to do this earlier, like as early as possible, but the first recording software that I had was really acting up. The audio was staticky, it wasn't working really well. So I had to, find an alternative way to record for you guys so I can share my thoughts and ideas to you guys on YouTube. So since I found it, I found the right one. I get unlimited recording, HD recording, everything's nice. I tested it. So hopefully, let's go ahead and test drive this and see how it goes. It is the free version. I might upgrade, later, if I find out, it's actually really great and it's, the best thing out there. But until then, I'll be using this. But I wanted to go ahead and get started on. That's weird. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and get my notes out for all the things that I am looking at for this week. I might go over this video. Might be a little bit longer than the previous ones. I might go over just over 25 to 30 minutes. But my goal is to at least do at least less than an hour to go over the market. There are some things that maybe sometimes I might go over, like the whole market in general, but there's sometimes where I'm just looking at some trades to get in for this week. So, and also, and etc. etc. Other videos, the ones that I release on Sundays, I had people email me or message me telling me, hey, when is the schedule for you to release videos? So the weekly review would be overview would be every Tuesday, whatever time. I try to get it as early as possible, like maybe early in the morning. And then the other one is the other review will be previous week, which that will be every Sunday of the market open. So those are the 2 days that I'll be uploading videos. There will be times where I'll be on vacation, but I will try my best to record and upload on here. If you are joining us on this channel, if you can give me a like and subscribe and click on that bell to get notifications every time I upload a video, I would totally appreciate that. And my goal is to bring as much as value as I can to you guys, so we can all win in the market. Not every day, but we can all win. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. I think I've said it like multiple times, but we haven't started yet. So, going back to my notes, there are some trades that I'm looking at for this week. Okay, I want to go ahead and start with the NZDs. Let's go to the NZDs. I'm going to start with NZD USD. Okay. This is my room account. It's a demo room account. It's so that I could, show you guys. Demo room account pretty much is just a room account that I use to backtest and use it to record things and all that stuff. But yeah, that's what it's for. So NZD USD, I was looking at last week. If we go to the weekly time frame, just zoom out a little bit. Okay, I had an order right here around 63.47.2 and down to 62 94. So around there, that's where I was looking to pretty much buy in this market. But as you can see, we never made it to that level, and it's kind of heartbreaking because I was really wanting it at that level. Um, but what happened is that this market right here. Let's go back to the weekly again. We have these tops right here. We have these tops right here. Okay, right here in the market, and then we just had. Let me go ahead and delete all these lines so you guys don't get confused. I don't want to confuse you guys. We have these tops right here, all over here, and we also have this trend right over here. Let me just delete that. I wanna delete that too, because yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. We have this trend thingy right over here, if you would consider that as a trend. And when I'm normally, applying my trend line, it's either on the wick of the candle or the candle body itself. So this would be like, this is a wick right here, that's a wick, and then of course the candle body right here. If you want to look at this as a trend, you can. Some people might not, other people will. There's multiple ways you can draw a trend. Whatever makes sense to you as what you could go by. To me, I look at it as a trend. We had the market going up, and if you look at it on the monthly, it's just been sideways for months and months and months. But let's go back to the weekly. Okay, so we had a bottom here from 2015. Okay, and we created a high, and then came back, created a higher equal high, and then came back. So this is a higher high right over here, and then it just kept going, and then we consolidated here, making tops. Almost thought we were going to break it, but we didn't, and then we broke to the downside. So the trend right here, if you follow, it was hit multiple times, and then we came back, retested it, and then kept going. So my idea was, okay, so if this market continues to drop, and we come back to the 2015 lows, or even somewhere right over here to this wick, right there, somewhere around that area in this box, I said I was going to buy. And I did have my group. I not issued an order, but I made it aware in my group that, hey, if the market does come down to this low, we will be buying. But of course, it didn't come, and the market went up about already almost 400 pips in the air. So I mean, it is what it is. We missed it. Sometimes that happens. We could have been in other trades or not. But for right now, what I'm looking for is I'm looking at the daily, also the 4-hour. These are the levels that I'm looking at right now. So if you look at like the 4-hour right here, like this is considered a head and shoulder. As you can see, we had a bottom here. Okay, we went up, came to this top right here, barely, came down, created a lower low, and then went back up, and then came back again to create almost an equal low to this one right here. So to the shoulder right here. So as you can see, people call it head and shoulder because this is a neck, or this is the head, and these are the shoulders. And then of course we go up. And if you see these type of patterns, they hardly fail. Like 90% of the time, they hardly fail, depending on what you're trading. And then it went up. I saw this on a Sunday, but because I don't trade on Sundays, I just continue going up. So I was like, it's whatever. So now, what I'm looking at is a sell area for just a tiny pullback, nothing major. Maybe 100, 200 pips pullback is what I'm looking for, around 68, around 68. This is on the 4 hour. So if you go to the daily, it will look like this. Around 68, as you can see, we came to the 68, 68.34, and then we had a small pullback, nothing major, just a really tiny one. I wouldn't even consider this as some people do trade. It's $100. I mean, 100 pips of pullback, and then now it looks like we're going back up to retest it. So I'm definitely going to be looking at this level this week on a daily and also the 4 hour on a daily and the 4 hour, and I'm gonna try to expect at least a pullback, and I will be looking to sell this week if this market goes the way I am looking for. If not, it's whatever. NZD, you do have to be careful with it because this can they just go up. They never, like, once they move, and they don't stop. But that is what I'm looking for in NZD. So I'm looking to sell NZD around 68, 34 to 67, 94, around there. The reason why I say that's because, as we had this significant fall, we had a major pullback, and as you can see, this whole fall, this is the first ever major pullback that we've seen this whole trend. So this tells me that the bulls are in control, and it's time that we roll over. So because we are rolling over, sometimes the market just doesn't go forever, but it depends. Like I said, it depends. That's why you have to be really careful. Because last time we were at this level was right over here, and then what we did was just consolidated here. We had a fight that we were going to go back up, but we continue falling. So also you could see this used to be a support line right here. So this was a support line, and some people know this, some people don't. But if a support is broken, it normally becomes a newfound resistance. So definitely a place that I'm looking at. And if you do decide to enter into this trade, make sure your risk to reward makes sense. Don't just get in and then expect it to go your way. You have to consider it could go either ways. But that is the level that I'm looking at. Same thing with NZD CAT. We did take some of the NZD CAT. So what we did is we took NZD JAPI and NZD CAT. So for NZD JAPI, what we did was, okay, let's go back right here. Okay. So the levels that I was looking at for NZD JAPI was around right here, this box. Okay, so if you zoom in, let me see if I could, let's go and do let's go to the 4 hour. Okay, so this box right here, the red zone, is where I was looking at to buy. So what happened is, we can't, this level we've been hitting it multiple times. So if you go back to the daily, we haven't been here since 2015, which is a historical level. So I figured, if we are at a historical level, there's no way we're just going to break to the downside and expect us to crumble and keep going, keep falling. It's a possibility that could have happened, but I just didn't see it happening. So what I did is I placed a small trade up here and a bigger lot size. I stacked up like down over here, like pretty much right over there. I stacked up down over here, and then of course, we had this major to the upside. Our take profit was right over here. It's the 75 area, which from there to here was about 200 300 pips. That's fully, that means all positions were out, and of course we continue to keep going. So again, it's a possibility that we could see a pullback sometime this week around this area, on NZD JAPI, very possible. So these are just levels that I'm looking at. I'm not telling you to take this trade. It's just key levels that I'm looking at for this market. So that's for NZD Jappy, and then the other one is NZD Cat. So NZD Cat, I do have a small position on there on the room account, and I am planning on maybe adding another trade up there, depending on what happens this today or tonight. Definitely looking to add, which is also a sell. I'm looking to sell. So these are only on a lower time frames. Okay, so from the 4 hour to the daily, I'm looking to sell this market. But the monthly and the daily, I mean the weekly and the monthly is very strong. So that's why I'm like really careful, is because monthly and weekly are pretty strong. The weekly is like pretty much exhausted. I mean this is a huge move. The market is definitely exhausted on the 4 hour. Daily we're getting there. So that's why I said I'm just looking for a retracement, to get into this market, make 100 to 200 pips and then get out and then get into a buy. So that is what I'm looking at. That's why I'm looking at these levels, these key levels. So 4 hour time frame for NZD Cat, I would say about 89 to 90 is where you should look to get in. I mean, if that doesn't work out, your best level will be at 90. So, but I don't know. I don't believe we're just gonna break through this and keep going. But then again, we can, because the weekly is pretty strong and the monthly is pretty strong. So use cautious, use your stop loss, and so forth and so on. So make sure you're really putting your risk management into consideration before you enter a trade. Okay, so those are the NZDs that I'm looking at for this week. Last week we did, and like we were a couple weeks, whenever it was, we entered it, we made money from it. Now we're just looking for a retracement, 200, 300 pips, and then get out on a daily. So we will enter on the 4 hour and then get out on a daily. Yeah, so that's for NZD Cat. And then the other NZD Chef, you could also look to. So one thing that you should do before you get in, because I am going over these, doesn't mean I'm gonna get in all of them. Normally when I go over all my trades, I don't enter all of them. I choose the one that feels and looks perfect, like absolutely perfect, like this right here. I could take and then not have a major drawdown. That's what I look for. Just because I go over all of these trades does not mean I enter all of them. It just means I'm watching these levels with my trading style. If everything makes sense, then I enter into them. So that's pretty much how I operate or trade, or the way I think about when I'm placing a trade. Okay, the other is USD. So USD Cat and USD Shaft. Let's just go with the USD Cat. So USD Cat is another trade that I'm looking at on the daily. I do want it up here, but it is a possibility that we can fall from right over here, down there. This would be a 4 hour trade. This would be a 4 hour trade and also a daily exit. So I'm looking at around 132.33 to 132.29. That's the level that I'm looking at for USD CAD. Reason why is because on the 4 hour, we had this major fall right here, and then also now we're going back up. Out of all this, we haven't had any significant pullback at all. So we've been slowly grinding up to this top right here. So I will definitely be looking for a sell around 32.29 to 33.10, 133.10. Definitely a key level to look at, and I'm gonna go ahead and place an alarm just right there, and also just down here a very early a warning alarm. So I'm gonna set those alarms. I'm gonna be looking. I don't know. This might trigger this week. It might not. But when it comes to forex, it's all about patience, and patience is all we got. I mean, we can't really do anything else but wait. So NZD cat definitely looking for a sell, and an NZD shaft. It looks like I will be also looking. So for the NZD shaft, it's very strong on weekly. Okay, also very strong on the monthly. So what I'm going to do is probably wait on this. I do want it this level right here. This looks better than all of these right here. It looks like we broke the top. The market could have seen this as a top multiple times. Every time we came here, we fell. Came here, we fell. Came here, we fell. And then this could be a breakout trade to the top. So this would be a weekly trade. But it might take until next week for us to get all the way there. But keep your eyes on it. I am definitely keeping my eyes on it. Just leave an alarm clock somewhere over there. So when we do end up coming to this level, I would probably consider selling for a swing trade. But for right now, I'm probably not going to touch it. It just looks pretty strong. So yeah, make sure when you're getting into or looking at USD shaft, you're looking at, this is a long-term trade, so we might see a couple more moves. Like I want it to be, if we see this move right here, okay, when we're going, I don't want it, I don't want it to just pop and hit this area like with a huge giant candle. I want it to be small candles, just like these ones, moving slowly, coming to right here, so it could be exhausted when it comes to our level, and then we just roll over, rather than having a giant candle just pop up. If that happens, it's probably going to break to the upside. So you don't want that happening. You want it. I want it slowly coming to up here. So this is definitely a weekly trade. So I do have it on my notes though, and I will be looking at it this week and see how it performs. Okay, and then we have, I went over, yep, odd USD. Odd USD is the same situation as NZD USD. I was also looking to buy down here. These are my levels, but as you can see, we didn't make it, and now it looks like we're pushing up and going weekly. Daily is what it looks like. I do want it to come down. I do. If we do end up coming back down here for odd USD, or even just up here, I might place a small order down here, and if we do end up coming all the way down here, I'm certainly thinking of buying. Or if we end up just staying right here and we just consolidate, because we are rolling over, and as you can see, if you want to look at this as a trend, as you can see we broke it. Okay, now we're coming back up, retesting it. Hey, it could just continue going up. That's also a possible thing too. So we could consolidate here, and then we could just pop. That could definitely happen. But I'm not looking for a sell in this. I'm definitely looking for a buy on odd USD. So whenever it looks like, whenever it comes to these levels, or I'm definitely going to be looking at this area right here, see how on a lower time frame, see how consolidation works. But if we do break to the downside, do end up coming over here, I will definitely be looking to buy. But if we do end up just consolidating here, and I don't see any momentum to the downside, I'm definitely going to be looking to buy this and probably probably hold this long term, probably all the way up here. 75, 501. That would be my take profit on the weekly. So or around 76. So around that area would probably be my take profit. But yeah, that's for my view on odd USD. Um, right now, all we're doing is just waiting, being patient, not in a trade, and just waiting. Well, we are in a trade actually. We are in odd US. We are in odd chef. So odd chef, um, it's a for me it's a weekly trade. So this was also, as you can see, came to a historical level. Okay, went up on a weekly. Okay, and it looks like this right here was also a support in a previous price action. Coming back to retest it. It's a possibility on a lower time frame, such as the 4-hour and the daily for a downside. I don't know why I have this up here. I'm going to delete that. But for 4-hour, this is definitely a daily 4-hour trade. And I don't know why I don't have a stop loss. So that's about my stop loss is about that area. So definitely looking for a pullback, a push to the downside. Looks like we're just consolidating here. Hopefully we do break to the downside and hit our stop up, take profit, and so we can make money and move forward. But that is the trade that I'm in right now, and I'm waiting for on a demo account, not on my real account. On a demo account, this is the trade that I'm in, and just waiting. Yeah. So the other trade, the other pair that I'm going over is Chef Jappy. These are all swing trades, by the way. For those of you, I'm a swing trader, and these are all swing trades. None of them are, as you can see, they're all higher time frames from the 4-hour all the way to the weekly or even monthly. So Chef Jappy. Okay, Chef Jappy, I took this trade privately, but I did not send it to my group because I don't know, it looked really risky. I know I send normally really good trades, and if I feel like something is being risky, I don't want it, to be involved with other people. It's just me. So, but I did enter this trade privately. I had a small order down here. Held this for weeks and weeks and weeks, about 5 weeks on a weekly. If you look, or, 5 weeks of candle fall. Right now, it looks like we had a fall. The market looks like it might have found a bottom. Went up. Could be just retesting the support area right here, and it could fall to these levels right here, either here or let me get rid of these lines. Gotta find a better way to do that fast. Or over here. So I'm definitely looking to buy this. It could take weeks or even months for it to come down here. But if it does come out down here, I will definitely be issuing a definitely a buy signal on Chef Jappy. My first order will 100% be 110. That will be my first order. This might take a while to get here, but 110 is definitely a level that I'm looking at to buy this. So, and I think that might be it. Yeah, that is it. Those are the trades that I'm looking at for this week or even this month. There are hundreds other ones that I was looking at last week, but out of all of them, I took what I just presented here. So if you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and email me or just message me or comment on this YouTube and let me know. I'll try to answer your questions as fast as soon as possible. And then one thing is it's just a disclaimer. If you're looking at this, past results do not guarantee future profits, and trading is risky, so all your investments could be lost if you're not taking proper risk management. So that's it. Those are the ones that I'm looking at for this week. Who knows? I might be in the market or I might not. But if I see something else, I will update you guys this week. And that's it. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. If not, totally fine. And you guys have a wonderful week and happy trading. And let's make some money.